When someone is thinking about you, especially in a romantic way, those thoughts aren't just passing through your mind. They're actually being felt and sensed by you, often without you even realizing it. Your subconscious mind is constantly picking up on emotional energy being sent your way, whether it's affection, longing, or admiration. This energy isn't always visible, but it shows up in subtle ways in your daily experience. So how do you know if someone is thinking about you romantically? It's not always about what you feel, but about what you begin to notice in your own thoughts and behaviors. Over time, certain patterns emerge. 6 clear signs that someone is quietly thinking of you with romantic intent. The first one is that you start imagining them in a romantic light without any obvious reason or trigger. It doesn't come from a conversation, a shared memory, or a sudden moment of connection. It just appears like a quiet whisper in the background. If you're the one initiating these thoughts, they usually grow slowly, like a seed planted in the soil. But when someone else is sending that energy your way, it feels different. It's more sudden, more vivid, and often more intense. You don't have to wait for a cue. It just happens. You might not even realize it's happening at first, just that you're suddenly thinking about them in a way that feels warm, intense, or deeply personal. It's not just curiosity. It's connection. It's connection. And it's not just your imagination. It's energy felt, not spoken. Sometimes, without any obvious reason, you'll suddenly find yourself thinking about someone, out of the blue, almost like a flash. These thoughts often carry a soft, warm, or emotional tone, and early on, they're usually not just casual. They're more like gentle nudges towards something deeper. It doesn't build slowly. There's no gradual process where you start thinking about someone and then slowly warm up to them. Instead, it can hit you suddenly like a wave, with strong emotional energy. One key sign that someone is thinking of you romantically is that these thoughts don't feel like your own. They feel invasive, like something just slipped into your mind without your permission, not something you created, not something you planned. It's more like a quiet whisper from the inside, a subtle pull. You may not even realize it came from somewhere else, just that it feels real and unexpected. This isn't just a random memory or a passing thought. It's a feeling that something deeper is happening. Another sign, you might start seeing vivid images in your mind, almost like a scene playing in front of you. Not just a memory, but a full scene. You and them in a moment, in a place, in a certain mood. These images often carry a romantic tone, like a quiet scene from a movie you didn't ask to watch. You don't see it as a fantasy. You feel it as a real, present moment. And that feeling, uninvited, vivid, and emotional, is often the most telling sign of something deeper. That someone else is thinking of you, and maybe in a quiet way seeing you too. Imagine suddenly seeing a scene in your mind, something that feels familiar, almost like a memory or a dream. It might not look exactly like what you'd expect, but it's a moment that feels deeply personal, like it's been shaped by something deeper than just coincidence. This kind of mental image often appears without warning, like a flash of light in a quiet moment, and here's the key. It's not always you thinking about someone romantically. Instead, it can be the other person's inner world, what they're feeling, what they're imagining, projecting into your mind through a subtle, invisible connection that exists between people. When someone is emotionally invested in you, especially in a romantic way, their thoughts about you don't stay quiet. They carry energy, emotion, and intensity. That energy can pass through you, not as a loud message, but as a quiet hum. Something you might notice as a sudden warmth, a flutter in your chest, or a vague feeling that someone is thinking of you in a special way. Sometimes it's not even a full image. It might just be a whisper of something, like a thought, a feeling, or a half-formed idea. But in other cases, you might suddenly see it, a scene from their mind, a moment they might be imagining with you, a daydream that feels almost too real. And then there's a quiet shift, a sudden urge to reach out. You're scrolling through your phone, doing nothing in particular, and suddenly, without any obvious reason, you feel the need to message them, to call them, to say something. It's not a planned moment. It's not something you've been waiting for. It just, well, happens. And this too can be a sign. Not because you're actively chasing someone, but because they're reaching out, not in words, not in actions, but through the quiet power of thought. In some ways, it's like they're sending a silent signal. I'm thinking of you. I'm feeling you. I want to connect. And when that happens, it's not just a thought, it becomes a real subtle invitation. You don't need to ask, you don't need to wait. It just shows up in your mind, in your body, in a moment that feels both strange and strangely true. Someone is thinking about you in a deeply positive way, not just casually, but with strong, heartfelt feelings. This emotional energy doesn't just stay in their mind, it flows out and starts to shape your own experience. You might notice a quiet pull toward them, even if you don't realize it's happening. It could be a sudden urge to reach out, to send a message, to call, or to just be near them, even if you're miles apart. Or when you're in their presence, whether it's a text, a face-to-face meeting, or simply standing nearby, you may feel an almost automatic sense of connection. You might feel like you're drawn to them physically, or you might feel the need to open up more emotionally, to ask questions, to share more of yourself, to listen more deeply. This isn't just coincidence. It's your subconscious responding to the strong, positive energy they're projecting. When someone thinks about you with deep affection, respect, or admiration, especially in a romantic context, that energy creates a kind of invisible magnetic field. And your mind, without you even realizing it, starts to feel that pull. It's not just about being attracted to someone. It's about being recognized by them, seen, valued, and appreciated. That recognition creates a silent bond, a sense of belonging, and that's what makes you feel like you want to grow closer. And just as this can happen, the opposite can too. You might feel an unexpected push away from someone who thinks negatively about you. But in this case, the pull is strong, warm, and unmistakable. It's not just a feeling, it's a signal, a quiet, persistent signal that someone is truly seeing you, and that they're deeply invested in your presence. Dreaming about someone in a romantic way can be a quiet but powerful signal, almost like a silent message from their mind. When we sleep, our minds shift into a relaxed state, where the conscious part of us slows down and steps back. In that stillness, the deeper, more intuitive part of our mind, the subconscious, becomes more open and sensitive. This is a rare and powerful moment when we can naturally receive subtle signals, not just from within ourselves but also from the thoughts and feelings of others. If you suddenly start having vivid, emotionally intense dreams about someone, without any obvious trigger or reason, it could mean they're thinking of you right now. The fact that we're all deeply connected through thought energy means we don't just receive feelings from others, we also send them. Thoughts don't just stay inside us, they travel. What we focus on, whether it's ourselves, our lives, or someone specific, shapes the energy we give out. And that energy in turn can attract or distance us from people. So if you're hoping to bring someone special into your life, there's a quiet, powerful way to begin: by working with the unseen currents of thought. This method doesn't rely on logic or effort alone, but on the subtle, automatic processes of the mind. It's not about shouting or demanding change. It's about aligning your inner world with what you truly want. And because the subconscious mind handles most of our decisions, habits, and reactions, about 95% of our daily behavior, worse, the most important part of the process. Tools that work directly with that layer can create real, lasting shifts. In life, small, quiet thoughts can have big results. Some of these thoughts work beneath your awareness, not because you're thinking them, but because they're already happening inside your mind. This kind of subtle influence comes from a resource built for personal growth and inner shifts. On a dedicated platform, hundreds of audio programs have been created to support changes in different areas of life. Whether it's how you see yourself, your emotions, your relationships, or what you attract in life, each program is designed to gently shape your mindset. One of these programs focuses on forming a strong, natural connection with someone specific, not through force, but through quiet, consistent, positive energy. It works by helping you emit gentle, magnetic thoughts that don't feel like effort. These thoughts, which make up most of your daily mental activity, subtly influence how you feel and act in your daily life. Over time, they can create a quiet pull, a connection, that shows up in real life. You can access this program right now, completely free for 7 days. Just sign up for a trial on the platform's website. No commitment, no pressure. Just a chance to experience how subtle, consistent energy can shift what you feel and attract. The link is available in the video description, right where it's pinned. Enjoy the journey, and remember, change often starts in silence.